favorite all-time heroes, Martin Luther King Jr., who said, I have a dream. Yes. See, and I have such smart friends. I have a dream. He gave that speech almost 55 years ago. And I heard it first when I was in 4th grade, and I checked out the VHS from Blockbuster, and I watched it over and over and over. My kids are like, what is Blockbuster? And I remember for the first time feeling the power of words. And I was mesmerized. And I remember him just saying over and over, I have a dream. I have a dream. And so guess what? So do I. I have a dream. I have a dream. And for years, I would tell JP, I'd be like, babe, I want to speak. And he'd be like, okay, what are you going to speak about? I don't know. Who are you going to speak to? I don't know. I didn't know, but I had this dream. And so I think all I wanted to share was that sometimes dreams take time to mature. Sometimes they take time to become clearer and clearer. And just to stop on dreams for just a moment, dreams for me might be about my dream job. But dreams can be anything. Dreams can be your dream home, your dream vacation. It can be some intellectual dream or a physical one. You may want to run that marathon, which I would never do. But you might even have just a dream of the relationship you're in, whether at home or at work. But regardless of what the dream is, if we allow them the attention that I think dreams want, I think they're there for a reason. If we give them the attention they want, they do become clear. And as they become clearer, I have found that, for me at least, they finally get to a point where you either have to go ahead and try to make them a reality, or you really have to push them to the wayside. So for me, about 2 years ago or so, a couple years back, my life looked pretty legit. It did. I was healthy. I was married to my husband for over 15 years. We had 2 healthy kids. I was a partner at a CPA firm, at an amazing firm. So from the outside looking in, it looked great. But truth be told, I found myself just feeling more and more alone and isolated and just not as happy as I knew I could be. And I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was or how to fix it. I just wanted to fix it. And I couldn't do that. Until my life hit some bumps in the road, like all of ours do. Mine is no different than yours. But some of those bumps for me felt like I hit walls, and I felt like my life had kind of just started falling apart. Somewhere as I was wading through that difficult time that we all go through in life, I still can't pinpoint it. But there was a time where I finally said, man, I have a choice. I can either choose to just keep waiting in this stuff, or I can choose hope. And if I choose hope, which guess what? Spoiler alert, I did. I chose hope. And what I figured out is if I choose hope, I was going to be able to piece back my life together in a way that I wanted to. And what I had to figure out then was, what did I want and who was I? And after doing some soul searching, I figured out that I actually just really want to feel free. When I say free, I don't know, close your eyes if you want, you can play along. For me, it's like arms out, like wind blowing in my hair, sun in my face, eyes closed. I'm hopefully not driving. But that's that free feeling. And so I realized I also had a definition of freedom I wanted to strive for, and that was this. Freedom is the ability to stand alone and have close relationships. I so desperately wanted to love who I was and stand on my own 2 feet, but I wanted to really deeply connect with the ones that matter the most to me. So my family and my friends. Y'all, that's the harder part, right? Because those are the things that truly matter way down deep. So once I figured that out, then I decided, you know what, I'm going to just start this journey. And I called it my Meant for More journey. If any of you follow me, it's on my bracelet. It's on, we'll have shirts one day. My Meant for More journey, where it was a very intentional process of really then starting to focus on things that mattered to me and building back up the life that I wanted. Okay. So once I started the journey, though, really quickly, I figured out that I needed to know a little bit more about who I was, like who actually was driving this car in my life and where I was going. So one of my friends in the room tonight, I don't know where she is or she'll remember this, but she used to always say whatever was in front of her was north. Okay, so don't let her drive us anywhere. But do you see how we can do that in life? We get blinders on and we just kind of start following whatever's in front of us and we start doing what we're supposed to do, that we just don't stop to figure out again who's in control. And I found that for me, it took a lot of soul searching to ask myself who I was and what I believed, and it wasn't always the prettiest answers that I got back about myself. But today, I would love to share with you a few of the things that I believe, that I feel confident to share with you. I believe in the power of choice and the ability to change. I believe in the power of hope and the promise of potential. I believe in the power of dreams and the gifts of creativity and curiosity. I also believe in laughter, fun, and impromptu dance parties. And I believe at my core that each of us has the power to have massive positive change in our own lives first and then together. So the last thing I believe is that growth is not limited to age. So I don't care how old or young you are, you can always choose to stay in the game. Even if you sit on the sidelines like I did for a bit, if you get an autopilot, you can jump back in and get control. So now that I believe all these things, we're going to see if you're still awake. I believe these things with words, but what is that saying that actions speak louder than? Words. Those are great words. But I was going to finally have to decide, am I going to do something about them? And that's when I had to decide and make some really hard decisions. Was I going to make that dream of speaking and sharing my story a reality? Or was I going to push it to the side again? Spoiler alert, what did I do? Okay. So Dena Speaks is here and it's coming, and I am so excited to be able to launch this dream of mine. And this dream is me going out and just sharing my story and trying to spark a light, just like curiosity in people. Get people to really start dreaming again. And not only just dreaming about their job, but dreaming about the life they want to lead, the love they want to have, for the corporate, for the company or the culture or the career you want to build. That's what I want to get people excited about. And so I'm going to be doing this, hopefully, speaking to a lot of people, whether I know them or not, in the corporate world and other worlds, podcasts, t-shirts. We'll see. Sky's the limit. Dreams are still on the horizon. They're coming into focus. But regardless, my goal, my dream is to create this community of true potential seekers. People that, regardless of our dreams, regardless of your very personal mission, that we have the same vision, though, of creating stronger, happier, healthier versions of ourselves, our homes, our workplaces, and our communities. So speaking of communities, I was really honored to manage the nonprofit practice at Maxwell Lock and Ritter. Following Kristen Wickey's here tonight too. So as I was able to work with them and watch the work that these mission-driven organizations do, I realized that I couldn't leave them out of my business equation. So Dena Speaks will have a community partner every year, and this year it will be Austin Speech Labs. Yes. Austin Speech Labs provides intensive speech and cognitive therapy for stroke survivors. They've been in here in Austin for about 10 years. They're still growing, but they basically believe that no survivor or every survivor, regardless of where they are in their recovery or whether their economic situation is strong enough, that they deserve all the therapy they need to help them find their words. So I was hooked on them from the very first time I went to their annual event, and every year they have stroke survivors speak. And as you watch these stroke survivors get up in front of a room of 500 people and not only have to really fight to find the word, but then speak it, every single time, head to toe, I'm in goosebumps. I knew I had to be involved in some way. As a person who feels called to be a communicator for a living, I finally go speechless because I was like, what could we have in common? But then I remembered we needed hope. We thrive on hope. They need people just like we need people. I'm going to say me. I'm not going to make your choice, but you, me, them. We need people to believe in us and celebrate our victories with us. And for them, it just happens to be one word at a time. So I'm really excited. I will be donating back a percentage of my earnings from Dena Speaks, but I'm also more nervous excited to share that I will be trained to actually work with stroke survivors and will be starting to work with them in their boot camps in March. Yeah, makes me nervous. So I have more fear because you know me, and I come in hot and heavy with my words, but I know that I'm going to come out really with the lessons in life, and I can only pray that in some way I help those survivors just know that I believe in them, because, I mean, they do. They have families to live, families to have, and lessons to learn and jobs to do, and I just couldn't be more excited. All right, so to make sure you're still awake with me, here we are. George Michael, anyone know that guy? There was a song, and he kind of went something like, you got to have faith. Heck yeah. We got to have faith. If I didn't have faith, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here right now. Because without faith, the ability to believe in things that you can't touch or see or feel, dreams would never come true. So I'm going to hold tight to my faith in myself. I'm going to hold tight to faith in people like you that I call strong-willed women in the room. Yes. Yes. And supportive dudes. We like the dudes in the room too. And I am going to hold tight to my faith in a higher power that I will never be able to fully fathom, but I know has a plan for me and for you. So, we got to have faith. But let me ask you just really quickly, is anyone else, or am I the only one who has ever had their faith shaken? Who has allowed fear or disappointment or anything else to get in the way of that faith? Am I alone? Okay, thank you. But I know that's going to happen, and it happens because our faith will get shaken. But I am a firm believer, like Jill and others in the room, that words matter and that our brain believes what we tell it. So I'm an affirmations believer. Excuse me. So a couple months ago, I created what I call my Meant for More mantra. And I hope that you all have your own affirmations, but these are the words that I tell myself, even when I am not believing or feeling these words. This is what I keep telling myself. I am brave. And I have bold dreams. And I am full of confidence and conviction. And I'm going to continue to grow day in and day out, not only because I'm capable, but because I know that I deserve all that life has to offer me. And guess what? You do too. You deserve the life of your dreams. You deserve those things because the people you surround yourself with believe they matter. What you believe and what you actually do with your time matters. Your dreams matter. And the communities and the people that you invest in, they matter. But you're going to have to keep the faith because it's not the easiest of things. So if you'll play along with me, does everyone see a nickel in front of them? You're like, what was this nickel? This is money. It's actually a coin. If it's not plastic, my kids are like, what is this? It's not a card. Okay. I find that I can oftentimes get really stuck in just the everyday. I get stuck in the hustle and bustle, and I need just everyday reminders to kind of bring me back into the moment. So I invite you to just take this nickel with you for the next couple days. Put it in your pocket, put it on your desk, put it in your car. And God forbid you use money, maybe you'll actually just see one. And I want you to remember two things. One, you always have a choice. So the choice may not be a yes or no, easy heads or tails flip of this coin, but you do have choices in your life and you're in control of those choices. And two, whether those choices then lead you to have to make really big changes in your life, or maybe it's small change, like a nickel, just remember that small changes, even those small changes, they add up to giant leaps of faith. So I invite you to keep this with you for the next couple days. So I need you to ask you one other thing. Will you just stand up? You're like, okay, what's happening? All right. When I speak with people, I am going to hope to always end with these words. That regardless of where your life takes you, where your dreams might have you go, whatever choices you make, please just don't settle. Because whether you really have the confidence and you believe it in yourself or not, please know that I believe in you. Because y'all have believed in me. And so I truly believe that every single one of you, your heart and soul are meant for more. Not even more, just anything you could desire. So since this couldn't be awkward, we are going to have one last, hopefully you will play along with me. I just need you guys to cheer with me, not at me or for me, with me, because you guys have literally made my dreams come true. And I'm really excited about it.